Hello. Welcome to the Cali River Winery Expeditions. When you board one of our rafts, you can look forward to an exquisite selection of wines paired with a safe, relaxing trip down our beautiful river. My vintners and I believe our expeditions are the most romantic way to see nature's beauty while unwinding with an amazing glass of wine. It's like my grandmother used to say when she started this company. The wine can get you drunk. The river will make you wet. Spend some time with me, and I'll get you both. Wait, what the fuck, Grandma?
I know it sounds sorted, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And injustice deliciously squared, be prepared.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 215 of Three Sheets to the Mouse. We're the podcast that likes to focus on the adult side of Disney, from the parks to the movies and dining. We'll cover everything Disney has to offer, including their drinks. I'm not Mikey.
That was fucking awesome. That was
Now you gotta come up with a funny quip.
And I am joined tonight by Tweedledee and Tweedle not dumb.
Good save. Good save.
Undumb.
Tweedledee and Tweedle drunk.
Not yet.
I don't know. Not yet.
No, we're on our way.
Oh, there you go. Do that, Adam.
I couldn't do that if I tried. Just lose that. That's perfect. I would use that. That was fucking awesome.
God. Oh. By the way, I'm fucking sweating in this basement. It's supposed to be nice and cold in this basement. It is so humid and hot.
It's disgustingly humid
It was
today.
humid today.
Oh God, it's
It was
so
very humid.
gross.
Like, I work in the loft for most of the day, and I just started sweating. It wasn't that I was hot. It was just so fucking humid.
Should we introduce
All right.
ourselves?
I guess we shall.
Adam, Tim,
Good.
Tim, Adam.
I am me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I was introducing
All
you to each other.
I think we've done that a long time ago.
But nobody's actually met Maria in real life, so it's okay.
You have?
Allegedly.
No! Not allegedly. There's photographic evidence.
Is there photographic evidence?
Of course there
Um,
is.
There's a lot of photographic evidence, but I believe that was your doppelganger.
Well, she's a bitch.
Customer service.
Because I've
Maria?
never seen you actually drink this many seltzers in a sitting. And speaking of drinking, Maria, what are you drinking?
I have 2 drinks right now, neither of which are a fucking seltzer, Adam.
That looks like a
I do have a Trogs. So this was the last. They had that variety. They had a variety pack this summer.
I like the Trogs
Right.
variety packs.
Yeah,
I do too.
The Trogs variety packs are good.
But they had that lime and raspberry tart ale that I'm not really a fan. I don't really like tarts or sours or anything like that. This was the last one in the fridge. It's been in the fridge since June, I think. So I had to I have to get rid of it because I went to our local beer distributor, like our specialty beer distributor here in town, and I brought back 4, 5, 6 packs of different stuff. So I am drinking Summer Slammer is my second drink. I haven't opened it yet, so I don't know what it tastes like. This is from St. Boniface Craft Brewing, which is actually in Ephrata, where I teach. It's called Summer Slammer. It's a beer brewed with real fruit, pineapple, and kiwi. But it's not a sour. It's not a tart. It's a wet beer. So
I don't think I've ever had kiwi in beer.
I haven't either, but this was the last 6-pack. And before you got on, Adam, I was telling Tim, every pumpkin beer is out right now.
Yeah.
Like there was
Yes.
a full wall of just pumpkin shit from wherever, you know. Yes, yeah, exactly. Tim's
No,
got
but
one.
we can't get that by us.
You can't get
so, Tim, what are you
Shipyard?
drinking?
No.
Not this
We can
one.
get
Really?
Smashed Pumpkin, but not Pumpkinhead.
Oh, I saw it tonight. I'll have to pick it up next time I go over and
Yes,
save it.
please.
And
This
save
is
it
this
for you
is
guys.
straight out of Portland. So, because we were up in Maine last week, so we picked up a 12-pack of Shipyard Pumpkinhead. Being a little basic white girl early this year.
Is that okay? So I don't know a whole lot about Shipyard. Is that where they're from?
Yeah,
Are
Portland,
they?
Maine.
Okay, that's what I figured.
It used to be down in like the Yarmouth, Portsmouth area, I believe, and then they moved up to Portland.
Oh,
But we had some really good beer that we had on the boat called Pogs and Slammers.
Oh, so good.
Oh, I used to love Pogs.
And it was,
They were the best, man.
but it was Pog beer, and it didn't taste like beer. You didn't taste the beer at all. It just tasted like Pog juice. It was so good. We bought a 4-pack,
Oh.
and then we tried to get more on the way home, and they were sold out. It's from a brewery called Barreled Souls. So if you guys
Oh,
want to
wow.
look it up.
That's cool.
So yummy.
Really yummy.
The can is just like has a circle in
Yeah,
the middle
Pog.
of it. It was just like a
Pog.
Like a
Yeah.
Pog.
It is really it's very, very good.
We used to have tons of
Kinda miss
those. Tons and tons and tons of Pogs and Slammers.
Sad that they're gone.
I know, right? What are you drinking,
Bring
Adam?
them back.
Just a gin and tonic. I really didn't feel like beer. I drank a lot of beer last weekend. I mean, a lot of beer last week.
Yeah. I've been in a very beer mood
Me too.
lately. Yeah.
And my,
I don't know why.
my belly's starting
but,
to show it.
Yeah, oh, well, me too, dude, me too. When you hug your husband and your bellies touch, and that's the first thing that touches, I'm like,
Instead of your boobs.
I need to-
Aw.
instead of my boobs. I'm like,
I was like, instead of Todd's boobs.
well, no, his are, you know, not as big as
Huh,
mine.
well, they're also higher.
Yeah,
Right,
they usually hit you in the head.
If I'm hitting his boobs first, there's something majorly wrong. Also,
Guess it all depends on the angle of impact.
well, I fit nicely in the stomach chest cavity. Right there is where my head places. Also, we realized 2 weeks ago how much leverage we have with him because after editing our Alan Menken show, or not 2 weeks, well, yeah, 2 weeks ago, after editing
Yeah.
our Alan Menken show, he promptly shaved his face. He was not happy.
Yeah, he sent me a text
With
message.
me.
You fuckers, I shaved my face.
He came out.
I mean-
He didn't even tell me he was going to do it. He finished editing. He came upstairs. He went in the bathroom and he walked out with the bare face. I was like, "Oh, honey, I love you." He's like, "Yeah." Well, you couldn't tell it. I felt sorry.
We
We
can't
didn't
put a face
want
of
you to
love.
look silly.
It was an
Yeah.
intervention.
And yeah,
Uh,
we didn't want you going out in public
A
looking
public
like that.
intervention.
Oh Lord, he did. He went to work several days looking like that.
Oh.
That's work.
That's
They already
true.
think he's crazy,
Oh,
I'm sure.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's touche. So last week we took off.
Alright. Yes,
We
because we were all like recovering from
Yeah.
trips or going on
Yeah.
trips and as you can see, Mikey's still not back yet
Nope.
because he's been running back and forth on his own trips to the bathroom right
yeah,
now.
he's
so
a little under the weather. Poor Mikey's gonna kill us for saying that.
Well, doesn't matter. You won't hear it until it comes out because he doesn't edit it
That's
anymore.
right.
There you go. If he listens,
If he
if he listens, this is how we'll know
Okay,
if he
so
listened
nobody
to
tell
it.
Mikey that we told you he was sick, and see if he figures it out.
Nobody told him that like the shitter might be full.
Yeah,
That
no.
Nobody said that.
Shitter's full.
mm.
It's too early for that yet. We can have pumpkin beer, but we can't have the shitter bean full until at
Oh,
least
no.
the middle of November. So over the past week, we all took some trips. Well, Mikey's taking a trip tonight.
Yeah, he's still
But
tripping.
he's still tripping. So we kind of wanted to get on and do a little trip report. We always say that these will be quick and,
They never
we
are.
won't go on for hours
They
and
never
hours,
are.
but it's a fucking lie. This is probably going to be an hour and a
Yeah.
half of us telling you what we've done over the past couple weeks.
Well, I mean, I have a lot of questions for you, actually.
Okay.
Just for the simple reason that you're best response, and we obviously have a group message that we just talk about things and talk about the show and stuff. And your best response so far has been, this has been a really good trip.
Yeah, it was.
With the kids.
It was.
So I want to know what you did differently and what you've learned. But we won't get there yet. So I just want to remind myself kind of situation. Like, we'll put that towards the end, but...
That sounds good.
Tell us about, like, how it started out, how y'all decided to go, why y'all decided to go in August when it's boiling hot.
Yeah.
So.
And super crowded.
So, yeah, it was... The crowds were manageable, but yes, it was very crowded. There's no, like... 35% capacity, my fucking ass. Like, there is no fucking way that is still a thing. It is back to normal. It is so crowded. It was ridiculous.
I want to say they admitted as much on their earnings call.
That's what I figured.
That they've slowly increased capacity.
Without really telling anybody.
They didn't announce it. Yeah, without announcing it, but they slowly increased capacity.
So, we were supposed to go in June. As soon as school let out, we were supposed to leave like that weekend. So School in Pennsylvania ends at the beginning of June. Usually the week after Memorial Day is our last week of school, typically. So for me, my school ended on June 4th. We were supposed to leave June 6th. But as we got closer and closer, we were not able to get park reservations. So we were checking park availability before we bought tickets for the boys. Because Todd and I both have an annual pass, so that wasn't a problem. My mom was supposed to go with us. We had already booked rooms. We had rooms at Kidani. We had 2 studio rooms at Kidani with the Savannah view. And... so that was something that we had already...
That's nice.
Well, and we wanted to do that so that the boys could wake up and, go to the balcony and see the animals, and it would occupy them and give them a little something special. We've taken the boys before. Kellen has been twice before this. Aiden has been once. Abby did not go with us on this trip. She decided to stay home, which she's 13 now, so, and she knows how much
it's getting that age.
Yeah, she's getting to that age, and with everything with COVID, and she's immunocompromised and all of that stuff, she just decided that it would be best for her not to go, which we totally get. We understood that. So when we realized that we weren't going to be able to go in June, we decided to reschedule. July was crazy for us. We were at your guys's for a weekend. We had a wedding. One of my best friends that I've been friends with for the past 20 years, she got married. I was involved in that wedding. We had some stuff, family obligations to take care of, so we couldn't go in July. So August was the next best thing. And that's just kind of, it was by default. So
fair enough.
The Alversons decided to travel with us because they wanted to go down anyway. So we ended up rebooking our stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge for Saratoga.
Nice.
The rooms are fucking gorgeous.
So did you obviously got a refurbished? Did you get a refurbished room? Do you know?
Oh, it was definitely refurbished. Okay. It was absolutely refurbished. And I should have taken more pictures of the room. I took 2.
Yeah, we always say, I'm going to film the room and the view.
It was beautiful. So we had a studio and the Alversons had a studio. They were checking in a day before us. And they got to the resort late that night, like the night that they arrived. They went to the front desk to see if we could get rooms adjoining, if they had adjoining studios. Because with the, I don't want to say issues, but with the things that we deal with Kellen, and for those of you that don't know, Kellen is our oldest son. He's 6.5. Our youngest is Aiden. He's 3.5. but Kellen has been diagnosed with ADHD and sensory processing disorder, and he's also autistic. He's very high functioning autistic, but he is on the spectrum. And all of those, what's the word I'm looking for? All of those diagnoses kind of cluster together. So it's not uncommon for a kid on the spectrum to also have ADHD, to also have sensory issues. So we just wanted as many hands on deck as we possibly could. And
Makes
with
sense.
Amy and her medical background, they both know exactly how Kellen is. They've been around Kellen before. Derek was here a couple weekends before our trip, so he knew firsthand how Kellen is. So he went to the front desk and said, hey, listen, here's what we're dealing with. Is there a way that we can get adjoining rooms? And he said that the cast member was very nice, but unfortunately there was no way to get us adjoining rooms. But how would we like a 2-bedroom villa?
Yeah.
complain.
Well,
Derek-
that way.
Derek said, I forget what the cast member's name was, but he said that he immediately looked at her and was like, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Don't do this. And she was like, no, that's, and he explained, because we had different stays. Like, we were staying a night longer than they were getting in a night before us. And she said, well, that's fine. You can have it for the length of everyone's stay. So
Awesome.
that they upgraded us, and so before we had even gotten down there, it was already the best trip we had ever taken with the kids.
Awesome.
And it was really nice. We've realized that with the boys, we really do need that extra space. A studio would not have been enough.
Gotcha. So you're looking at, like, for you guys to go down with just you and the boys, probably have 1 bedroom at least.
At the very least. Yeah.
Just, I mean, 2 bedrooms are just, I'll be honest, are super expensive.
Well,
one
yeah.
size.
Absolutely. And we don't have, our
And-
contract is small. Like, we don't have a large contract.
No.
So we would have to rent points anyway. So if we were to do something more than a 1-bedroom, which we don't need that much space, but a 1-bedroom is good because then Kellen gets some separation and some quiet time,
Mhm.
which is really, really a necessary thing for him. He needs to be able to kind of like get space and quiet and, kind of calm himself down when he does tantrum and melt down the way that he can and did on this trip. That was fun. So the
Eesh.
flight down was fine. We were delayed a little bit, but it wasn't that big of a deal. We actually,
I have a
yes.
question before you jump over that. Is there anything special that the airlines do for y'all when you're flying with him?
no.
Or is there's no, like, room that they can give you or have access to?
No,
Just,
not really. I think that's probably one area that airlines, unless there's something that I missed in doing my research,
Mhm.
it seems that the airlines only really deal with physical handicaps and not
Okay.
mental, emotional handicaps, which I get. Like, Kellen is very capable of walking onto the plane. There's no need for him to be, boarded first. Although we did get to board first because they allowed veterans and families with veterans to board, like, basically
Mhm.
first. So we got on the plane first each time. So that was really, really nice. So we could get the boys situated. I had gifts, like little fidget toys, ready to go. Each boy got the exact same toy, the exact same color.
Smart.
They would still
were-
fight over them, won't they?
Absolute. Well, yes, of course. But that we weren't sitting all together. Todd had Kellen for the ride down, and
Okay.
I had Aiden, and I made sure that we switched on the way back. Because I'll tell you what, taking a 3.5-year-old on a plane is fucking horrible. It's terrible. He does not shut up. I love him dearly, but God, fuck, what the hell?
I mean, I could actually tell you the story because my baby sister does not listen, and I can kind of get away with it this way, but I remember we were going on a Disney trip, and my baby sister was talking so much that me and my other sister turned around and told her that if you talk while the plane is in the air, you will lose your voice forever.
That's very nice. How nice of you.
She believed you?
It worked for a good hour or so until she asked my mom if it was true.
Ah, shit. Come on, Mom. Play along.
That explains a lot of how Carly is right now, though.
Oh yeah, we broke her.
Your poor sister. We also
Definitely
bought
broke
some
her.
special things for Kellen before we went down. He has a tendency to bite his hand when he gets really excited. So we bought him a rubber beaded necklace that he could wear around his neck, and he could bite on that instead of biting his hand. And he's bitten it so hard he's broken skin before. Not horrible, but like if you look at the next time you're around him, if you look at his right hand, he does have like a callus around his thumb because that's where he bites. We bought him a compression vest so that we could put it on him when he's kind of getting into we use zones with him. So like green zone is very calm, yellow zone is really excited, red zone is just angry, out of control, blue zone is sad. So when he gets to that yellow zone before he becomes red, we try to get the compression vest on him. We used that a couple of times, once in the parks, once when we were in Springs. That came in really, really handy. The fidget toys, we rented a car. So we actually learned about this new service. It's kind of like an Airbnb for cars. It's called Turo.
Oh, what is?
Turo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had never heard of it.
Wait, did
I
Todd,
just happened to...
did Todd rent the Tesla?
No. No. He wanted to.
Yeah, I'm sure
But-
he did.
Okay,
but,
there it is.
No. With 2 kids. Well, and that's the thing. So because it's a private owner and you're basically renting their vehicle, there were no Tesla owners that had 2 car seats and a stroller that we could use.
Fair.
So it just
Fair.
didn't work out. Plus, a lot of the people who own the Teslas and are renting them out don't want to bring them to the airport. It's like an extra $75 every time they bring
Holy.
it to you. Yeah, it was ridiculous. So we rented a Hyundai Genesis, a beautiful car. It was brand new. The owner was extremely communicative. He I put the rental through and he messaged me almost instantaneously. Like I was already typing out a message to him and I had gotten one from him already. He had 2 car seats for us to use. He had a booster and a forward facing car seat. He had a stroller that we rented for an extra $30. Like it was great.
So,
I-
what would you say the pricing is like compared to like your average
Okay,
rent-a-car?
so
Is it that much of a
It
saving?
is.
Like take out like the bonuses or the extras that you added on.
Okay, so it would have been
Take away like the $30
The
for
stroller.
like the stroller.
it was
and
$25
if they
each for the car seats, so it's $50 for the car seats for the length of the time,
And-
$30 for the stroller.
Okay, so that's actually really
Yeah.
all and that's for length of stay. Then not so much length like
per day.
per
No,
day.
it was not a per day. So I had rented a car before I rented through Turo. I had secured a car through Costco. The rental through Costco was going to cost us almost $800.
Holy crap.
For how many
What
days?
kind of car?
4 days. Just a random
Jesus.
economy car. That was it. Like
So
no bells
you were
and
not even
whistles.
sure what you're
Right.
getting.
So no bells and whistles. It was like a compact SUV, or 4-door sedan or whatever I had chosen. The Genesis with a full sunroof, like the entire top.
A
Was a
Genesis is a
sunroof.
luxury car.
Yeah,
Hyundai
it
Genesis
was-
is
it was a
it's
beautiful
their luxury
car.
brand.
With the car seats and the stroller, the Genesis was $450.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a huge
difference.
fucking difference.
Absolutely.
Now, how does that work as far as like insurance and gas and?
Totally covered from the app. So it's almost like Lyft. Like if you were to drive with Lyft or Uber, they like your insurance, your
They have their own
personal
insurance.
covers you, and the insurance through the Lyft app covers it, or the company covers you. So Turo is the same. So you sign up to be a renter with Turo, and their insurance covers you and the car. So there's no
Nice.
extra like, hey, buy this renter's insurance. Hey, buy this gas plan. Hey, buy, whatever.
Hey, pay for your GPS.
Right. No,
which
it all like
killed me.
Todd could hook up because he has an Android, or he has a Samsung. So he could hook up with his Samsung phone.
Oh no, they wanted to get us with SunPass the last day. Oh, you need SunPass.
No.
You want SunPass? If you no.
Well, and that was the
That's
one
what it was when we
thing
were-
that was not in the car, which, and I had the owner's number. We texted throughout the weekend. He checked up on us. How is it going? How's the car? He said to us before we got in, he's like, okay, don't fall in love with this car because I need it back. And he literally met us at the airport to give us the keys.
Oh wow,
That's awesome.
And then when we were returning the car, he texted me that day. He was like, hey, something came up. I'm not going to be able to meet you to pick up the car. Here's what you need to do. Send me pictures of where we park it. He's like, when you park, send me a picture of the aisle that you parked it in, the level that you parked it on, and take pictures of the outside of the car to make sure there's no dings or scratches that I can see, and then you're good. Leave the key in the car. He's like, I have an extra one, so just put it in the middle console and you're good to go.
Wow.
It was like the best. It was the best. I would
Awesome.
100% use that app again.
I've heard of the service, but I've never heard anybody actually using it. So that's interesting to see that somebody actually finally used it and you can review it.
It was fantastic. Fantastic. Each person who rents their cars on there gets reviews then. So like our host had 5-star, like consistently 5-star reviews. So like I absolutely would rent from him again. It was great. It was a great experience. Aiden lost his shit when we got in the car because it wasn't our car.
What do you mean?
He thought we were stealing this guy's fucking car.
Oh, shut up. For real?
He was, when I say he was bawling, I have never seen this child cry so bad getting into a car that he knew wasn't his. We're like, buddy, he gave it to, like, we're using it for the weekend. Like, it's okay. We're going to give it back to him. Could not console him. And then he fell asleep. So he was like
Oh, you
overly
might have-
tired that first night.
Yeah, that it just nothing was
No,
making
not
sense
at all.
for him at that
Not at all.
point.
Not at all.
Awesome. So, because your GVC and you came down on GVC points, you didn't have to pay for parking,
No. Nope.
right? So that's awesome. What was it like for those who don't normally drive from the airport? Is it a rough drive? You all flew into Orlando, I'm assuming.
Well,
right?
actually,
Not,
no, we flew into
Stanford?
Sanford.
Okay, so now, because I know I've never flew into Sanford. What kind of drive is that? What kind of?
So I'm opening my pineapple kiwi wit beer. So we'll see how this is in a second. I actually love flying into Sanford because it's very much like Harrisburg's airport. Very small. Yep.
Small.
Not crowded. Incredibly easy to get through security or to maneuver around. We actually did a one-way down and another airline back. So we flew
Okay.
into Orlando Sanford and flew out of Orlando International. So, which again, with renting the car, he was incredibly accommodating. He's like, yeah, that's not a problem. I'll meet you at MCO. That's whatever. He's like, I'm not going to charge you any difference. I'm getting the car back. It doesn't, like, I don't care, which was really, really great. So it took us about 55 minutes to get from Orlando
Okay.
Sanford to Saratoga.
Not
at
awful.
all. And it was nice because both of the boys fell asleep. We landed fairly late. It took for fucking ever to get our bags.
It
I
always
don't know
does.
what. No, like it was like 40 minutes. It was ungodly long. But yeah, there was no traffic. It truly was great. Our first morning there was interesting. Kellen had a meltdown.
Well, what do the kids think of the room? Or were they just too tired to care?
Well, so when we got there initially, Kellen just roamed. Aiden kind of stood in the living room and didn't really know what to do. But Kellen's like, what's in this door? What's behind this closet? What's in here? What's in there? Like he and the Alversons were not back at the room. They were in Epcot that day, meeting up with a bunch of sheeters. So when they got back to the room finally, they had Teddy and Jessica with them. So they had
Awesome.
come back, and Lucy was with them. And they all walked in, and I'm like, you're missing a child. Where's
Yeah.
Elena? And Derek goes, oh, she stayed with the Gortons. They're bringing her home. They're going to bring her home after the
That's
fireworks.
awesome.
I'm like, oh, okay. And they had Stephen Cohen, too.
That's awesome.
So Brian and Lisa brought Elena back to the room. And so then they came in for a little bit and hung out with us as well with Steven. So that was nice to see everybody. But so the boys like roamed around a little bit and then they were done. They were asleep by the time everybody else came to the room. So
Gotcha.
it was really, really nice because we had the room with the 2 queen beds. So the boys slept together and like passed the fuck out. They
Nice.
were exhausted. So, but they understood where we were. Like we had been obviously had been talking about it, and so they were
Right.
excited. And so yeah, so the next morning we got up and the kids played Mario Kart on the Switch, and
Oh,
Kellen
no.
didn't win,
Oh.
and
Oh,
he didn't
no.
know how to work the controller, and so that spiraled into
Yeah.
a pretty bad meltdown.
Okay.
He ripped one
now-
of the closet doors off the hinges.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like one of the folding doors, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
the Cordy
know,
door.
yeah,
yeah.
but still ripped it right off the hinges. Kellen, in order to like end a meltdown for him, he needs some kind of like loud noise. He needs like an ending point, and it's usually slamming a door, which is very
Mhm.
easy to do in our house, and it makes a
Yes.
big, loud, one-time noise, and that's like his
Really?
cue to himself that it's done. The doors in Disney don't slam.
Nope.
They're
Nope.
soft close. And so that made it even worse because he couldn't
Because there was no end.
get the ending he physically
Yeah.
needed to be done. So it just went on for probably a half hour, just screaming and pushing and punching and throwing and like it was nice to have the 2-bedroom at this point because we could like kind of quarantine him in our section in the room. So like Todd and I kind of handed on and off. Like Todd would take 10 minutes with him, I would take 10 minutes with him. Finally, he just like his mind was just exhausted, so he just kind of quit. And the rest of the day was fine.
Awesome.
So we went to Magic Kingdom. That was the only park that we went to. We only did half days because we knew it was going to be hot. We had the neck fans. We had the cooling rags. We like everything.
Did it all work? As much as you
For-
were prepared for
yeah.
the heat?
It did.
Okay.
Yeah. Which was
so
nice.
for those of us who are lazy and don't really feel like preparing that much, if you had to choose one heat option to help you stay cool, would it be the fan or the cooling rag or something totally that I'm not thinking of? Or just staying in the air conditioning?
The fan for Kellen was key. the Elena actually ended up using the cooling rag, one of the cooling rags, a lot. Because
Okay.
she was getting overheated just from being out in the heat, and she's pretty fair-skinned as well, as is
Yes.
Amy.
Very
Yeah.
fair skin.
So the cooling rag really helped her. Kellen just loved the fan.
Okay.
And the fan is able to be manipulated, so it was something that he could fiddle with as well. And kind of like bend and
What about
twist
you?
and turn. So, what?
What about you, though? What was your personal, like, favorite thing? Like, thing that you wouldn't leave without going in August?
I would probably go with the fan. Yeah.
Okay.
We have 2 of them. So, like, Kellen would wear one and I would wear one. Aiden didn't want anything. Which,
Well, he's a bit of rough. He's a
Yeah,
rough
he's
and
Yeah.
tumbly
always
kid.
sweating.
yeah,
He's like
he was.
always sweating.
I mean, by like 1, 2 o'clock, he was cranky. So I said to Todd, I was like, I don't like our first day of Magic Kingdom. We got there at around like 9:45. Did a couple of things in the park. The boys loved pretty much everything. Went on
Awesome.
Haunted Mansion. Aiden fucking almost shit his pants. He was so scared.
Oh.
he was terrified. Elena and I rode with Aiden, and then Todd rode with Kellen, and then Lucy rode with Derek and Amy. And Aiden like looked around, he would look up at you. My child is so fucking dramatic. I don't know where he gets it from. Clearly
Oh,
clearly
no,
his
not
father.
from you or
No,
Todd.
yeah, no.
You are not a dramatic family
No,
at
not
all.
at all. I don't know where you would-
No,
So he would
no.
he would like make sure that you were looking at him. So he'd look at you and be like, "Oh," and put his hands and put his hands on the lap bar and like put his head on his hands, and then he'd look up and he'd look around and then he'd make sure you're looking at him again, and he'd But Kellen fucking loved it. It was his favorite ride.
Awesome.
He actually went on it the second day with Todd then as well. So that was really cute.
Awesome.
Aiden says his favorite ride was the monorail. And he'll tell you
that
and he'll
sounds
tell you
about
that
right.
he screamed and cried and kicked the entire time because I was really tired and mommy wouldn't let me out of the stroller. So he had a meltdown on the monorail.
Well, he's also 3,
Yeah.
so it's just a normal temper tantrum
yeah,
at that
exactly.
point.
So he screamed so loud. One of the women walking by me, I was by myself with him at this point. Todd had taken Kellen on the Haunted Mansion again. The Alversons were off, like, shopping on Main Street. So I had taken Aiden to the bathroom, and I put him back in the stroller. He didn't want to be there. He wanted to get out and walk around, but it was so crowded, I couldn't let him. He screamed so loud. The woman walking past me was like, "Oh." like, "Oh."
That's
Yep.
a beastie.
Yes, ma'am. Be jealous. He's mine. All mine. So
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
it was good. It was a good trip. Ate at a lot of new
Awesome.
places.
So, did you hit any other parks?
No, well, so yes, but not with the boys.
Okay.
We actually had a babysitter for the one night that we were down there, for all 4 kids. And
Nice.
we used Kids Night Out, which we've used before, but it is a babysitting service through Disney, that is affiliated with Disney. And it's a minimum of 4 hours, and you can book a babysitter. Because we had them watching 4 kids, we had the woman watching 4 kids. It was more expensive. It was $29 an hour.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
All right. It's still not awful.
Not terrible, especially for Disney prices.
Did the babysitter survive the night with the 4 kids?
She did. So
Okay.
when I called to make the reservation, I made sure to ask for somebody who was experienced with children with autism. And then when she got there, she was wonderful. totally awesome. She took my phone number and Amy's phone number, and she texted us throughout the night to let us know how the kids were doing.
Very nice.
And when I was explaining to her the nuances that Kellen has, I kind of like looked at her and I was like, they told me you had experience. She's like, oh yeah, I have 4 kids and they're all autistic. I was like, oh, okay, so you're fine. So I'm gonna shut up now. She's like, yeah, no, it's fine. You're good. Go have fun. I was like, okay. So we went to Epcot that night, which I proceeded to get drunk. And
No.
well, it was Amy's fault. Because
Of
course it was.
yeah, no, it totally was.
Okay, so now wait. I have to ask the first
What?
question. Clothes stayed
Oh,
on.
yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
because we've known you to disrobe while recording and go
Yeah,
back
no.
upstairs.
Well, she's
No,
out
no,
in
no.
public this time, so.
Yeah.
Well,
I had the cheese from the Greek booth from Greece.
And? Okay, so what the hell
Oh
was
my
it?
God, it
then?
was so
because we
fucking
were all
good.
confused
It's
by
so
it.
good. Oh, I can't
Right.
wait to have it again. It was amazing. Like sweet and salty, but and it's like got a crust layer on it. Oh my God, Adam,
Ooh.
you are going to love it. It's so good.
So now, how are we blaming Amy for you getting drunk in Epcot? Is what I want to know.
I was like on a mission as soon as we got there, and she got in line at the Mexico booth, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get you this margarita." I'm like, "Okay, fine. I'm not gonna say no. That would be stupid." So she hands me this fucking margarita. It was all tequila. It tasted really good, but fuck. I couldn't. If I would have drank it like a normal drink, I would have probably not had clothes on. But it was very good. So I blame her.
Awesome. So that's the only drink that did you in?
That was the drink that did me in. I had other drinks before that.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna
But
say.
that was the drink that
All right.
pushed me over the edge.
All right. So since you all had some time in Epcot, I'm assuming you did the food and wine. So we already know your favorite dish was probably the Greek cheese dish, whatever. I don't remember the exact name of it. What was your favorite drink, or do you not remember?
Oh, I got the mimosa flight. That
okay.
that is easily one of the best.
Which was your favorite mimosa? Then?
So here's what we realized. They make those mimosas, like, they must make them made to order each time.
Because it's champagne.
Right. But you would think that the fruit juice would already be mixed together. It's not. Because the Pog mimosa, mine was much lighter than Todd's and Amy's because they forgot my guava juice. So it tasted
possible.
different because I took a sip of Todd's then and I was like, oh yeah, I don't have guava in mine. It was still very good. Because it was still one of my favorites. But yeah, I would say, well, the blood orange mimosa was actually really good. I like that one too.
Okay.
Didn't
enough.
get anything from Australia, nothing from Ireland because it wasn't open when we went down. Nothing from Canada. Oh, we stopped at the France booth and they were out of the beignets, the cheese beignets.
Oh no.
Done. They were out. I did get the La Passion. The slushy.
think?
Oh, hell no.
It's one of my
So
favorites.
What else did we get? Belgium wasn't open yet. Tangerine Cafe. We didn't get the griddled cheese. We got delicious. A lot of the Japan booth. That line, I have never seen a line so fucking long for a booth.
Really?
It was ungodly long. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know what else we got. We walked obviously right past the Italy booth. we weren't going to stay for that. I got the chicken noodle.
I always have to.
The
I always have to
chicken,
put that.
the chicken noodle, the schnacken,
Chef, did have to pass?
What is it?
schnifte pap, the schnicken noodle, chicken shit. Anyway, the fucking pasta gratin with ham and onion and cheese. I got that shit from the Germany booth. That was very good. And we tried the Schafferhofer wild cherry. Awful.
And no good.
Awful.
It just doesn't sound good to me.
Medicine. It was
Yeah, it doesn't
so
surprise
bad.
me.
I know that some people like it. They obviously don't have any taste buds. It was terrible.
Well, to be fair, I guess it depends on which side of the country you start on. If you drank enough, you probably don't taste it anymore.
There's no way you don't taste that shit. It's that.
Oh, it's that bad.
I did not like it at all. Todd got it in like a little 6 ounce. I took one sip and I was like, oh, no, take it back. Take it back. It was terrible. What else did we get? Amy got the taco ribeye from Mexico.
Okay.
It was very small. Like,
It doesn't
teeny,
surprise me.
teeny, tiny.
There's no way. There's no way they can afford to give you a decent amount of steak.
right. So the
For the price.
margarita I had was the El Tigre.
We like the
Yeah,
cars,
it was very
the
good.
cars that go
It was mezcal with pomegranate, prickly pear, pineapple, and ginger juices served on the rocks with a hibiscus salt rim.
boom. You had
I
ginger
did,
juice?
and I couldn't really taste it. I didn't know. Well, because it was all
Okay.
fucking mezcal. Okay, let's be honest. I had mezcal with a little splash of juice. Ooh, we had the porchetta from the Swanky Saucy
How was
Swine.
that?
It was really good.
Okay.
Was it as good as yours?
Compared to yours?
No, it was a little bit too dry,
Okay, fair.
but it was still good.
Okay.
What else do we have? We had the corned beef corner route and the s'mores whoopie pylon. the
Jesus Christ.
whoopie pie was very good. And I had the Saugatuck Brewing Company bonfire beer. That I would get that again. It was delish. Yeah.
Really?
It was a little smoky, but not
Overly
no,
so?
not at all. It was really good. I really liked it. And I think that was it. I'm sure we had other stuff that I just don't remember.
Fair enough. So now, you said that he had a meltdown in the park. At one point, right?
Kellen did not. Aiden did.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought he did. I thought you... Because you said you had to put the shirt on him at one point.
So that was at the pool at Saratoga Springs.
Okay, I'm
sorry.
So what is that like? Coming from as a parent with a kid with special needs, what is that like? How do you?
I mean,
especially in a place like Disney or just even on vacation in general, how is it to handle that when you're away?
well, I mean, I'm sure that people thought we were crazy because it took literally 3 of us to hold Kellen down to get his shoes back on him. Like I was holding his chest down. Todd had one leg. Amy had the other leg. Like just trying to get shoes on him. And then Amy and Todd drug him all the way back to the room because Kellen gets to a point where he doesn't realize that it's inappropriate to be laughing, and he can't really read the I'm angry with you emotion when he thinks that he's playing a game.
Okay.
So it was very difficult to get Kellen out of the pool because he didn't want to get out of the pool. And so that caused a meltdown. I'm sure that people, I would hope that people who saw it happen would realize that this is not a typical 6-year-old meltdown, and that there was something else going on in his mind. I know that that's what I would think, but I am obviously the parent of a child with that type of issue.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit different for me. But he would have the same, I know that people say, like, the way that your kid acts at home is the way they're going to act at Disney. It's so true, though. And he has meltdowns here at the house, and Aiden's the same way. He's a typical 3-year-old. So it's not like taking them to this new place is going to magically change their behavior. They still come with the same issues and troubles, or, you know, benefits or pros or cons, or however you want to say it. It's still there. So you still take them because you still want them to have that experience, but you have to be prepared. So I feel like we were this time.
Okay.
More so than we were last time. And the last time we...
You mean at the sheet up?
Well, yeah, exactly. Well, when we had them at the sheet up in, when was that, 2018? No, 19.
I think so.
19, I thought it was.
19, 2019.
Sure.
Helen didn't really have any of his diagnoses, and we were we were starting to see some stuff develop, but we had no idea what was going on. So we were incredibly new to the process at that point. So, like, hey, let's go on vacation. Bad idea. This time was much, much better. In the parks, Kellen was actually really great. The second day was, like, perfect. He was absolutely perfect. To the point, and Todd's gonna kill me for saying this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. We were coming back because we had.
You know he does edit it.
No,
he will just
he'll leave
rip
this
it out
in
if he
because
wants
it's
to.
very sweet.
Okay.
We were coming back to the room, and we had driven. And we had decided to use my mom's handicap parking pass because if we needed to make a quick exit with Kellen, we wanted to be able to be as close to the car as possible. And the second day that we went to Magic Kingdom, we had a breakfast reservation at Chef Mickey's. So we were parked at the Contemporary, and we had gotten back to the car, got the kids, got the boys in, and we decided on the way back, well, let me mobile order from Artist Palette from the quick service at Saratoga, and you can pull up in front. I'll just run in and go get it. So we pull up, both boys are asleep. I go in, get the food. It was ready so quickly, worked out perfectly. I get back in the car, and Todd is looking through the pictures from the day and crying. And I said, oh God, no, I'm going to get emotional. I said, honey, what's wrong? What's the matter? What's the matter? He's like, I'm so proud of him. He was so great today. He was so perfect. It was such a perfect day. And I think that's the reason why we continue to try to take them places, because no matter what is going on with your child, whether it's a kid like Helen or not, it doesn't matter. Every kid has their ups and their downs. But when you have a day like we had with him, it really helps to put into perspective how important it is to make memories with your kids and to really make sure that you give them every opportunity you possibly can to be the best that they possibly can. And just everything kind of aligned that day. And I've never been so proud of Kellen. He just was wonderful. He listened, He was patient, which is incredibly difficult for him to do. It just was a great day. So, and then we went home the next day. We're like, peace out. we're going back to reality.
And on a high note.
Yeah, we really did.
There you go.
It was really great.
Good.
Awesome.
So,
I just gotta say, as much as I watch y'all struggle, I know y'all do the best you can. And I personally don't know if I would have the strength to do it. So, my props to you, to Todd, to any parent. And I was a hellish kid. I know I was. I was never listened. I was combative. I was all these things, and it was well before. I needed to be on a lot of medication when I was a kid. It was just well before they actually gave it out. So, but I mean, to know that, to watch you with all the struggles continue to try and know that there's a reason, there's a payoff.
Yeah.
What if it's that one golden day or that one good day that makes up for a string of bad ones, and it's awesome to know that you don't hold them back because of their issues. So I have to give you and Todd a lot of credit for it. So
thanks.
if I don't say enough, you fucking guys are all rocking, are fucking awesome.
Thanks.
So you're welcome.
Oh, warm fuzzies.
No, I see it, so, and it's recognized, and I'm sure a lot of other people
Yeah.
see it too. So.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
You
Yeah,
do what you
it
do.
is what
Come
it
on,
is.
brush
It's,
it off your
you know,
shoulder. I'm fabulous.
I mean, I'm also incredibly humble, so I'm not going to say it, but, you know, whatever.
Oh yes, definitely. And not dramatic
No.
at all.
Put his little fucking hands in his head, like, oh. God damn it. Seriously, kid.
And the problem is he's so
He
fucking
is
cute
so
that
cute.
he gets
Todd
away
just
with
said,
it.
Todd even said it tonight. I forget what he was saying. Oh, Todd's dad called. And Aiden was like, Grandpa, I'm going to come to your house soon. And he walked away. So he picks up Todd's phone and he walks away with it, right? And Todd goes, how is he so fucking cute and I want to kill him in the same breath? I was like, well, this is why he is
Yes.
cute, so you don't kill him.
That's how that
God.
works. Majority of the time, that
He
is
is
how that
such a
works.
fucking cute kid. They both are, you know. That's why they're still alive.
Definitely. That's 100%. That I could see
It was so funny. We'd be
Good things are good
we would be
looking.
walking through the parks and and somebody would comment, "Oh, you're so adorable. Oh, you're so cute." And Todd or I would turn around and be like, "You want him for a few hours?" And they're like, "Oh no, we'd end up taking him home." I was like, "No, you won't. You'll give him back. I guarantee you'll find us. I don't even need your name and number. Like, I guarantee we'll hear it over the loudspeaker. It's fine."
The other thing, did y'all mention that he ripped a Dar off the closet to Disney, or did they say anything?
Yes, because we
They're
had
just taking out of your dues.
right. Well, and it's one of those things that it just pops right back on the track. Todd
Okay.
had tried to get it back on, but I think at that point Todd was too frustrated to really focus on it. Because it was kind of
Gotcha.
still in the middle of everything melting down that first full day. But yeah, when we had called, Dave Koch had left a 6-pack of beer at the front desk for me. Because
Nice.
it was from when I won his Raw.
Oh, jeez.
Jesus
So
Christ.
in February, he had it in February,
No, I
and
don't want to
I
talk
know.
about Raw. I'm not ready.
he had it in February, and he's like, I need to like bring it over to your resort because I was down there with with some of the girls, and it just didn't match up. It didn't work. He wasn't able to bring it over. I wasn't able to get it from him. So he's like, I'm gonna drop it off at Saratoga. So when I called the front desk and said, hey, I have this package dropped off. Also, by the way, my 6-year-old went full Hulk and ripped one of the closet doors off the hinges. They're like, it's fine. We'll put it back on after you check out. I was like, okay. So
Awesome.
I mean, I'm sure it's not the first time that's happened.
Awesome.
and I'm sure it won't be the last either.
Yeah. I'm sure
You
adults
know.
have done more damage to those rooms than
Exactly.
children have.
Yes.
Okay, I think about like kids with like, or even like klutzy people who I am sure have put holes in walls.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, no, I was just curious, like, because that's like my first true example of call them, let them know what happened, don't hide it, because you just look like a
We
jerk
put a
if you
hole in
do.
the wall at Liberty Tree Tavern.
Wait, what?
Yep.
This trip?
Yep.
Why? We just came about this now.
Wait, yeah,
should've led
you
with
told
that.
this whole story and you left that out.
It wasn't one of my boys. It was poor poor Elena. She moved her chair back and it hit
Oh,
one
no.
of the baseboards, and it just, you could tell it had been repaired previously because the plaster just pushed right back. She was mortified.
She must have been horrified.
She was absolutely mortified.
Yeah. Knowing Elena,
Yeah.
that wouldn't have
That
done
poor
very
child.
well.
She was getting up to go to the restroom and just pushed her chair back a little bit, and it just gave way.
No.
So, and then Derek and Amy are like, don't sit, no, shh, shh.
It didn't happen. Nobody
Don't
saw
say
anything.
And Elena is so honest and pure, and so the waitress comes over. She's like, "How is everything?" And Elena's like, and Amy's like,
Oh no, poor thing. I will kill you.
It was hysterical. And Helen's over there eating his ice cream. He's like, she broke the wall.
And I picture this.
Daddy, why'd she break the wall?
And Aiden's like scared.
Yeah, he's being all dramatic. Oh no, she broke the wall.
Oh my
We're gonna
god.
get arrested.
So it does sound like you guys haven't had an
We did.
awesome trip.
It was short. It
If
was
there's-
short, but we planned it that way because, yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Fair enough. If there was something you could do different besides extend the length of this day or what have you, what would that have been?
I think we would have planned to be out of the parks earlier than what we were.
Okay, why is that?
Because mid-afternoon heat was brutal. And
Okay.
it just got to be I think that because we had a lunch reservation the first day, and then the second day we were kind of getting on rides really quickly because we had signed up for DAS Pass.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
right.
should,
So
definitely.
we utilized that as much as we could. So it was nice because we could kind of bounce from ride to ride, and we had done a couple of rides, and Kellen really wanted to do Haunted Mansion again that second day. So as they went over to go get in line, it went down. And so we kind of hung out for a little bit in the Emporium just to see if maybe it would come back up. Really, in hindsight, what I should have done is I should have taken Aiden back to the resort. He was too hot. He was cranky. He was miserable. All he wanted was to be out of the stroller and to be at Derek's side. He is so obsessed with Derek. It is so cute. He loves Uncle Derek. But they were going to do their own thing. And so I was stuck with a cranky 3-year-old. So I should have...
Who didn't want to be with
Right,
you in the first
right.
place?
So I should have just cut bait and taken him back to the resort. I think in hindsight, we would have cut our days a little bit earlier. Just because they get so they're so tired. Kellen at the end of each day would be like, Dad, my legs hurt. My legs are tired. Can you carry me? And Todd's like, dude, you're almost as tall as your mom. I can't carry you. Like, I can't. So, but you know, he was a trooper, and that stroller was a lifesaver.
That's awesome.
For sure. Yeah.
I'm sure.
Also, not as hot.
So, I mean, I guess that's
not
key.
going when it's hot would be.
Well,
Yeah.
it's August, sweetie. That's
August will not happen again with the kids. We've
Sure.
gone
There's
in
a reason why
August.
we don't
I
go
can
in August.
handle it. Yeah.
No, we're going in August. That's something to be
Yeah.
discussed later.
I mean, I've done August before. August as an adult it's whatever. You take the fans, you take
No, I mean,
the towels.
it's a
It's
different-
fine.
But there's also a difference when you go as an adult, because especially if you go pretty
Mhm.
often, because there's not this mad rush to do everything.
No.
You don't need to do anything, and it's just like, you know, when you're
Right.
getting cranky. It's a little bit
You're
different
self-aware.
different to judge.
Well, and
when
you
you're
can air
kidding.
condition hop. You can hop from air conditioned spot to air conditioned spot and do, you know.
Or you can say fuck it and go drink
Right.
by the pool, and nobody's gonna
Right.
think twice about
Right.
it. So I guess that goes back to the key: is if you're not having fun, go back to the resort.
Yeah.
Or find something else to do. There's nothing
Right.
wrong
And that
with
is essentially what we did. We just should have done it a little bit earlier. So,
fair.
but you know, it all worked out
You
really
live, you
well.
learn. Awesome.
So, and
I am
yeah.
glad to hear that. I am glad to hear you
We
guys
did.
had a lot of fun. And I'm glad to hear you had that golden day because you all
God,
deserve it.
it was, I mean, he still talks about that fucking ride. Like, he loved it. Loved it. I mean, and I love it too, so like, it makes sense. But he truly, I really didn't
You
think
know,
that he would
it's
like it
funny
that much.
because there's a lot of, especially when I think about how much sensory stuff is going on in that
Yes.
attraction. Like there's things popping out at you, there's things jumping at you. And he seems to like to be in
Yes.
control. And that ride takes as much control and takes it and goes, fuck you, and throws it out the window. So it's just, I'm kind of surprised that he enjoyed it that much, because I remember they had to drag me. My parents literally had to drag me on the ride, and as a kid, and I remember the first time I ever rode this ride, I was so afraid because the word haunted was
Right.
in it that I had a fishing hat.
Yeah.
And, you know, the one with the brims on it, and I took it and I pulled it over my face so I didn't have to look at anything because I was so fucking
Right.
scared of the ride, even before I got on it.
Now, I can't remember, because we had headphones with us as well.
Okay.
We actually brought them for both boys. Tim's playing with Skype emojis.
There's new Skype emojis. I'm sorry. It just popped up and it was a click it.
So we had headphones for both boys, and I can't remember if
Okay.
Kellen put his on at this point or not. But I mean, that helps to just kind of dampen the sound. But it's not all sounds that make his sensory disorder kind of ping. It's loud, unexpected noises. So, like the first time that we were in a bathroom and an automatic flush toilet went off, he lost his shit. It was bad. Like, so now when we
Wow.
go into a restroom, a public restroom, he knows that the toilet's going to go off, so he covers his ears, and he'll actually have me or Todd, whoever takes him in, he'll actually have us cover his ears as well and push, so that he has some of that pressure around his head that kind of like helps ground him. So yeah, I'm surprised that he liked Haunted Mansion as much as he did. We did Winnie the Pooh. He loved that. We did.
It's Tim's
I-
favorite song.
It's my favorite ride in Magic Kingdom. I can't help it. It's so cute. I love it.
It's Tim's to the look of disgust on
I
Tim's
know,
face right
but
now.
it's so cute. They played with the
The pool wall, I
botulism
saw
wall.
that. I can't believe you let them play
absolutely.
with that.
Build up their
It
immune
fucking
system.
creeped- I saw
I
that.
made
and I'm
them lick their own fingers then
Ugh.
afterwards.
Aww.
Ugh.
No, I'm scared. No.
Wait, you have to look around first to make sure everybody's looking at you, and then put your head in your hands.
No,
Oh my
no.
gosh.
Well,
So funny.
Well,
So we did the people mover. They loved that.
awesome. So besides the monorail, because we got Kellen's over, what was the
The
eighth
monorail. That was it.
That was it.
He loved it. Yep.
Really?
And he'll tell you that he screamed and cried on the entire ride back to the Contemporary. But he loved
he
it.
loved it because he could scream and cry.
Well, he was in the middle of a meltdown at that point. So he was screaming and crying before we got on the monorail.
I find it amazing, like how kids remember during
Oh,
a meltdown. That was his
That
favorite.
child's brain is like a steel trap. He remembers everything.
Mhm.
But hey, enough about me for the past hour and 14 minutes. And what I did.
Well, some of it
I
was you scrolling through your phone, going,
We ate
"Oh,
that.
we ate there.
We
oh,
did
didn't
that.
eat there."
I ate this. This was good. Got drunk. So you guys were away
Yes.
around the same time, the same week, I guess.
Yes, I think you got back
Yeah.
as we left.
Yeah.
That's why we didn't record last week.
Yeah.
Yes.
So where did you guys go? Tell me what you did.
We went the opposite direction. We went north.
Yeah.
We went to Maine to visit the Foolins.
Nice.
Our annual summer trip up there.
Very good.
Yes.
Did you drive or did you fly?
Oh, we drove.
Oh, we drove.
How long is that drive?
With no traffic?
Depends on who's driving.
Yeah,
With no traffic, 6.5 hours. But
okay,
You always
that's
hit traffic.
that's not bad.
no.
It's really not.
And it's... You hit so many different highways and different roads, so it breaks it up. You're not on one main highway for any long period of time, so it doesn't feel monotonous.
Okay.
It's also not a straight run. There's a lot of curves. It's not just a straight, boring highway. There's a lot of turns. It's pretty to look at. It's not like giant crosses and all that all over
Like
the
when we go down
So
south.
it's a
Giant
nice ride.
crosses?
Have you ever driving down south
you've-
on 81?
No.
Oh.
No.
What?
One day, just take the boys, put them in
Oh.
the car, and drive south at 81. Hit West Virginia, and all you see is giant crosses on the side of the highway. Yeah,
Yeah, and nothing
Mhm.
else. Yeah, it's
Really
really
weird.
weird.
Like
but
deliverance.
depending on which way Waze
Yes.
sends you, depending on traffic, one of the most scenic routes to take up is the Merritt Parkway, which is just a 2-lane, tree-lined highway. It's really calm and peaceful, and as long as they're not trimming trees, like they were this trip.
Oh no.
Mhm.
It was a fun weekend. We did a lot of things we did some things that we had never done before, and one of those ones where we went to a wolf sanctuary where Kayla volunteers her time. And we met a bunch of wonderful wolves and wolf hybrids. And we met the lady who runs the place. It
Which
was
is
amazing. They had this one wolf. His name was Trouble.
Oh, but
He was 160 pounds of timber wolf, German Shepherd, and Czechoslovakian wolf dog hybrid mix.
he's
Such a
such
sweet
a
Oh
boy. He was like a
boy,
giant
though.
puppy. His paws were as big as my hand. That's how big this thing was.
Like- If you've ever seen a picture of a wolf and you're trying to actually judge the size of some of them, it's very hard to figure it out until you actually see one in person. I mean, when you're talking about the head is literally the size of your
or
head
bigger.
or bigger, and like just the raw power behind them, and they're and at least these guys are almost like giant puppies. They're just
He was
so-
such an attention whore because if you were petting him and you stopped, he would take that big paw and swat you with it so you can keep you can keep petting him.
So are these wolves that are that were pets and were abandoned or
They all have
rehabilitated
different
or
stories.
okay.
Trouble and his mom and brother came from like a carnival type situation.
Oh.
His previous owners would like get him to dance and stuff, and then when he passed away, the wife didn't want them, so she gave him up. Most of the ones they have are hybrids. Then they have 2 purebred gray wolves
Oh.
that came from a separate situation. But those are the only 2 that we could not get in their pen with them. All the other ones we were able to get in the pens and
I can
love on and pet
imagine
them.
why.
But those 2 we couldn't. But since Kayla worked there, she was able to go in and love on them as we were sitting on the sidelines watching.
And so those 2 gray wolves, are they fairly, I would assume, are fairly domesticated?
As domesticated as wild animals could be,
Right.
they're still wild animals, so still very unpredictable.
Right.
Which is why we weren't allowed to go in there. There's like only people that they know are allowed to go in with them,
Right.
and even then they have to be constantly on watch and watching where both of them are at all times.
Right.
But beautiful, beautiful creatures.
That's
Amazing.
really cool.
And we heard them howl, which is an experience. Actually made me cry.
Yep.
Because it's just this raw, like, kind of power noise. And it's very hard to explain if you've never really heard it or been that close to it. But it is a moving experience when they all start howling as a pack.
Yes.
There's just no other
And
way to explain
Even though
it.
they all came from different places and different backgrounds and they're different levels of wolf breeding,
Right.
they are now a pack, and they're not in the same pens. Like, they're all in separate. Well, there's pairs and triplets in pens, but they all feel when one is missing. Like she would tell us, like when they would take one to the vet to get a checkup, they all know and they all miss that one wolf because it's not in the pack, and they will howl and howl until that one wolf is returned back to the pack. And she got them to howl, and it was wild. It was so cool.
That's awesome.
We got to feed them treats.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we did. It was Charlie Berry.
Yeah.
You can get them at
That's smart. Well, some of them were eating Charlie Berries, but then she brought out really good stuff. It was like yogurt, peanut butter, and frozen yogurt, peanut butter, and something else. That was like their really good treat. They all came running for that treat.
So do they eat this is I don't know. I don't know anything about wolves. What do they eat?
Raw meat.
Okay.
This particular place feeds
Even the ones that are hybrids?
Yes, because
Oh.
they are still wolf.
Okay.
Yes.
She explained it to us. I mean, we can have Kayla talk about it in depth if we get her on. But she explained this like some people who have these hybrids as pets will just feed them like dog kibble.
Right.
And they don't get the full nutrition that they need. They're wolves, so they need meat. So she feeds them steak, raw chicken, fish, like what wolves would eat in the wild.
Right. Wow, that's really cool. That's awesome.
It was a lot of fun. And then we did our annual boat day,
Nice.
which we rented a pontoon boat and went out on Long Lake.
And I think all of us who are on that boat can honestly say you can get really badly sunburnt in Maine.
sunburnt.
Yeah, the sun reflects off the water.
Well,
No, but you can get really.
it was
Badly
also the
sunburnt
hottest
in
day
Maine.
on record in Maine that day.
Did you not use sunscreen?
I don't do sunscreen.
What?
I do. I know. I normally do, but oh, it's Maine. It's not Florida. I almost never burn in Florida.
Yeah,
Oops. My scalp is still
I
peeling.
can imagine. You dumbasses.
And so is my
We
back.
rented a double-decker
But I don't-
pontoon boat that had a slide.
Was it a double decker?
It was a double-decker.
Well, you
Yes.
posted some pictures, but I didn't see the top portion.
We weren't allowed.
We didn't spend that
spend-
much. Well, we
weren't
only did
allowed
Tui for
to,
a little
like,
bit,
be
and
up there as much.
then we went down to the sandbar, which the sandbar is kind of like in the middle of the lake, It is what exactly what it sounds like. It's the sandbar. And it's literally like 4 or 5 foot deep water, and it's crystal clear. You can see the bottom.
Oh, that's awesome.
We hit anchor, and there's like boats everywhere, and people just hang out, and people throwing a football in the water. There's a bunch of puppies in the water chasing all the various frisbees and balls, and they actually have an ice cream boat that would come around, and you could buy ice cream like an ice cream truck.
Mhm.
That is so
Well,
cool.
it was
Yep.
called Chunky. What was it called? Chunky something. I don't remember what the name of it was.
I don't remember. There was a lot
A
of
lot
beer.
of beer.
There was a lot of beer.
A lot of beer. They usually have a couple of
I know you're
other
surprised.
food boats around. They have a taco food boat, a pizza food boat, and there is a restaurant on the lake that if you call them and order food, they will deliver it to you on a jet ski, which is kind of cool.
That's awesome.
We had our sandwiches, and then we were eating after the boat, so we just got some ice cream from the ice cream boat.
That's cool. Was it just you? Who all was it?
Yes.
It was you guys and
12 of us on the boat. It was us, the Poulins, Tasha, Casey Foley, Gillian Lannister, and Lassiter and her husband.
Not Lannister. Gillian Lannister.
She's a
She is
Lannister,
now a
yep.
House Lannister.
Aaron Marie, and James,
oh, awesome!
and a couple of Kayla's friends.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, we had a full boat.
Yeah.
Did you guys stay at Kayla and JK's house?
Yes, they're selling our
Oh.
room right now. So if you're looking for a
Camper.
Oh, you
camper,
stayed in the camper.
they're selling one.
Gotcha.
We always stay in
Yeah,
the camper.
so-
Oh, nice.
yes, because it's I need it cold or else I can't sleep, and it's usually the coldest room.
Really?
We can control
Yes.
the AC. We can put down as much as we want.
If it's too hot, I won't
Yeah.
sleep.
I hear you.
Plus, we've been toying with the idea of buying one, and it gave us the opportunity to try one out before we buy it. Before we buy one.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mhm.
Is
You know, remember
Yeah,
when I broke
no, I
my
know.
ankle?
Yeah.
I think Hershey's having the RV show this year.
Is it?
I
Doing it
I
Hershey?
think so. Let me look.
I'm off
Yeah, I know,
weekends
right?
now.
Hershey RV show 2021. September 15th through the 19th.
Nice.
There you
We're
go.
definitely going.
America's largest RV show.
America.
Yeah.
The one I want, I can't afford. So
Well, the one I
Um,
want.
The
Oh.
every single one that we walked into last year. I'm like, this is beautiful. Tim, come stand in this shower. Like, see if
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
fit?
You're liking the ones that had second floors.
I did because I can still stand up. No, seriously, every single one. We walk into the bathroom, and Adam would be like, "Tim can't stand in here." I'd be like, "Tim, come stand in the shower."
The only ones I can stand in are the ones that have the skylight above the shower.
Yes, they have the dome. Well, and if you can't stand in them, fuck, Todd can't stand in it
Yeah, I was
because
gonna be poking through the roof. Like,
Well, he can shower outside. A lot of the showers
There you
come with
go.
outside
Yeah.
showers now.
I told him when we came home that day, after you guys had left, after Adam had his
hey,
Hobbled.
Hobbles away.
hobbles home.
Well, that was even before
Yeah.
I knew I broke it. I decided halfway home that I should go to the
yeah.
doctor.
I said to Todd, I was like, okay, so here's the retirement plan. We're going to buy an RV and we're going to camp out at Fort Wilderness for like
Yep.
Yep.
6 months out
Hell
of the
yeah.
year. He's like, what do we do with
That's
our
what I wanna do.
DVC?
What'd he say?
Rent it.
We
You
use the points.
to
Yeah.
rent the space.
You could stay at Fort Wilderness for a month.
like 20 points
with
a
the
night.
No, that's cheaper than that.
Oh, God. It would have to be.
No, not anymore. They raised the price.
No, it can't be
No,
20
there is-
points a
No,
night.
it's like 9. It's like 9 points a night.
Animal Kingdom Lodge is 9 points.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's really cheap.
No, but it's a resort, so it's different pricing. It's not like part of the DVC chain.
Oh, well, you can rent the cabins for.
Yeah,
I mean, the
Trailer
cabins.
parking
The
is-
cabins are. Are they DVC rooms? Yeah.
No.
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 Nope.
They're 32 points a night.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a lot.
That is a lot.
It's a lot when you.
Shit. God. Wait. And I can't select a campsite. Using points for no, not the cabins. Using DVC points for a campsite.
And then Saturday we went to Kayla's mom's and celebrated her birthday. It was Mindy's 50th birthday.
Yes.
And then we got back to Kayla's house and we did our annual stargazing night because they literally live in the middle of nowhere, fucking Maine, where there's no light pollution and
No,
you
it's
can
true.
see every star in the sky. And when when you see those pictures that people post up of like the galaxy in the sky, when you can actually see that up in Maine. It's not just stars; you can actually see the galaxy clouds or whatever you want to call it. But it's so amazing.
That's awesome.
And then Sunday we came home.
Mm.
And that
We
was the
stopped
end.
at New Hampshire's biggest liquor store, bought some booze.
Yeah.
That's free.
Oh, was that the
Yeah.
What did you find there? You posted a picture of it too. Did you not? Or maybe that was just in our admin chat.
Of
I can't remember.
what?
I don't remember.
Where did you guys stop and you had like all of your booze?
Oh, that was at the. Okay,
Oh, no.
so that was for the boat.
That was
Oh,
at the
that was
beer
at the
okay.
beer
distributor.
Got
That
it.
was
That was
for
at
the
the
boat.
UFO store, which is the beer and liquor place. That was all that beer was for the boat.
That was just for the boat. That
Yeah,
had nothing to do
had
with liquor
You guys are fucking lushes.
Yep.
Yep. Well, there were a
Yeah.
lot of us. Meh.
That was nice that Aaron and James were able to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was a really
Lot
lot
of
of. It was a lot of fun. We always have fun though. And it just goes according to everything else. Life is
Right.
what you make it. So
And you had your perfect day
gotta have.
on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Not. Yes, it wasn't a golden day, but it was definitely perfect.
Man, I'm telling you, lake life is the best life.
Yes.
It's so great.
Uh,
I'd rather. What?
Uh-oh,
No,
what?
nothing.
oh, I thought you said, "Oh, great."
No,
I'm like,
I said
uh-oh.
it's great.
Oh, I thought I heard "Oh, great." I'm like,
No.
"Oh, fuck." Now what's happening?
No.
All right.
All right, let's wrap.
It is
Let's
really
wrap
hard to
this
wrap
shit
up
up.
this show.
Yeah. Put a bow on it.
All right, let me just get into the group real quick to pull up the event so I can actually fucking read it and be
All right, you
this
do
time.
that.
Well, there was also another event going on while we were having our trips. It was Redacted.
Oh yeah,
Oh yes.
redacted was
Redacted
redacted.
Yep.
It's
Unfortunately, nobody remembers it, so we're not quite sure if it really happened.
As
Well-
far as we know, nobody got arrested. Nobody died. So
no.
that's a plus.
Everybody's still alive.
I'm sure there was lots of stories that we'll be able to hear about eventually.
If
If
there's
they
a memory
remember,
going on
yep.
there.
Well, and I
Yes.
didn't realize that they were all going to show up wearing red dresses the first day.
Oh, there's a
Yes.
whole thing
Yeah, it
with
was-
that. There was a
It's the
thing
whole
about
Red
that.
Dress Run,
That's awesome.
which happens every year, and it benefits local New Orleans charities. And unfortunately, it was canceled this year, but the guys still decided to dress up anyway, which I didn't know they were going to do it.
That was fantastic.
It was amazing.
Everybody
It
looked
was pretty awesome.
awesome.
Yes.
Some of y'all look better than others, but I'm not here to mention names.
How embarrassing that two guys showed up in the same dress. I mean,
You know, you gotta coordinate, girls. Guys, I mean, never
People.
mind. Anyway. All right, so, Maria, closing remarks.
Well, if you want more of this fucked up shit that we got going on here, come and join us on our Facebook group. Make sure that you answer the 4 questions, and I'll let you in. I don't know. We've got a pretty good group going on here. Pretty proud of it. We're pretty awesome. Also humble.
We try our best.
You try your
Very
best.
humble.
Is
Very
that
humble.
what
We try our best. We're also
No,
not
not at
dramatic
all.
at all.
No.
so.
Very boring.
Yes, very low key. Tim, what do you got?
I actually don't have anything tonight. It's been a hell of a week, and
Not even a
yeah,
good night.
but yeah, it's been a hell of a week, and my brain is just fried. I'm still in vacation mode, even though we've been back for a week. I'm looking forward to 5 at 50, which is coming up in just a little over a month.
Oh my god.
It's flying by.
Insane.
It is insanely flying so fast. It's scary. Got some exciting things going to come up down the pipeline for 5 at 50, so keep your eye on the page. We'll let you know as soon as we get the details ironed out. And looking forward to seeing everybody in a couple weeks.
Adam.
Jeez. All right, so a little more in-depth on the 5 at 50. So Wednesday, the 29th, we have the Cheaters Getting Spooked. And this is going to be Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios. We do not have a general meetup time, as some of us will already be in the park for the day. So some of us are actually going to try to get there for the day and hang out at Universal. Again, I don't know I know even less about what the situation with COVID is at Universal than I do at Disney, so hopefully we'll see each other. Just let us know if you're planning on attending that night, so this way we can maybe try to figure out a meeting spot. Thursday, September 30th for a 5 at 50 is going to be the main event. This is Cheaters in the Springs. And what we're going to do here is choose a meeting spot sometime mid-afternoon, early afternoon-ish, and just hang out, meet, maybe bar hop, maybe wander around. Maybe I'll actually make it to Edison.
Yeah, it depends
Maybe.
on how many people show up for this. If we can actually go
Exactly.
places.
Yeah, we may have to split up into
Well,
pods.
we might just have to like stay where we're at and like go get kiosk bar like beers and come back to where
Yes. And
yeah.
they have a really big
They do.
bandstand there. That's the
Yeah,
only
yeah.
thing I'm
that'd be
thinking
the
of.
only thing that we can take over, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
Yes. You all know the actual count right now as to going, according to the
No.
Facebook page.
150.
128.
It's a lot.
That's more than what was supposed to go to PSP.
Anything. Yes. And then we have 33 maybes.
Oh. Well, then I'm sure there's a lot of people that haven't even are like
Yep.
aren't on the invite or
And then there's those
have
stragglers that we
RSVP.
picked up along the way.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
And add to
Exactly.
the group that trip.
Well, you know, when anybody sees a large group anywhere, they're like, "What's this?"
Yes.
What's happening here? And we're all going to be wearing the
Yeah.
shirts, so
Is that
That's
the
a
day
dead
that we're gonna wear the
giveaway,
5
too.
and 50 shirts?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I think
that
so.
makes sense.
So this way everybody
Okay.
can kind of find
That's a
each
good
other.
idea. I
I
like
think it
that.
makes the most sense. Also, October 1st, the main reason for this meetup is Magic Kingdom's 50th anniversary. This is just going to be a mess of a day. So, again, if you want, maybe get 2 shirts, maybe get another Cheater shirt to wear, so this way you can stand out a little bit, meet up with Cheaters throughout the park, meet up with Cheaters throughout the day. I can't really try to even attempt to plan something for this day because the
Yeah.
park's going to be a madhouse. So
Although
I don't
there
want to
are
sit there
still
and try to figure
reservations
something out.
available because I just got one last week. Well, as of right
they
this
opened
second, yeah,
last
yeah, they
week.
opened more.
yeah.
Yeah.
So as of right now, as at the time of our
And is
recording,
that past holder
Yeah.
reservations, or were they
I
on
don't-
property
it just
reservations?
showed up.
Or
so I don't know.
fair enough. So you just showed up, said,
Yep.
I'm grabbing this,
Sure
and got on it. There are going to be a bunch of Cheaters that didn't make it into Magic Kingdom in Epcot that day
Yes.
as well. So most of the shooters will be spread out between Magic
So I
Kingdom.
think the
and
three of
Epcot.
us are in Magic
On
Kingdom.
the
I think
first.
Mikey's in Epcot that day. Right?
Yes, I think
I
you're
think
correct.
you are correct. I
Okay.
think you are correct, but I can't swear to it.
Alright. Sounds good.
And of course, we have the shoot up after that, which is going to be Shooters on the Seas or whatever the fuck we ended up calling it.
We
Because
don't have
it's
a name,
unchanging.
an official name yet.
I like
Yeah,
Cheaters
we
on the
don't have
high
it yet,
seas.
Dave.
I like that. You don't like that?
Okay. I forgot why we didn't. I liked it, but I don't think it won on the
Oh,
vote.
did it?
I
Oh,
don't
did you
remember
put it up for a
how
vote?
It ended up.
Okay,
Yeah, and I don't remember
Yeah.
what's leading at this point.
got it.
Yeah, I don't remember. But please, if you plan on coming, vote. That being said, we're about a year out from that, or we just passed a year out from the first cruise, and the second cruise is right coming up. If you can't make both, try to make one. There's a pretty decent sized group going on that already, and hopefully, as people cancel and you're looking for something, maybe you'll be able to squeeze in. So check it out if that's something you're interested in doing. Disney cruises are pretty fucking awesome, and this is the newest ship on the Wish. Details for all the shoot ups you can find at our page at where, Maria?
Facebook.com/3 sheets.
Well, you don't even have to do that anymore. Just
I don't know.
hit the
Just-
search bar
just
and
type us the fuck
Free
in.
Sheets to the
Yeah.
top.
Type us the fuck in.
Way
Find
back
us.
when you used to.
And these are
Yeah.
Yes. And all the events are posted on upcoming events. I think that's all I got. I'm turning another year older in about an hour and 7 minutes.
Happy birthday. Can I tell you my birthday story from the restaurant? Okay.
Yes, please do.
So, a couple years ago, I'm working a breakfast shift. First of all, what fucking breakfast restaurant do you go into that they do anything for a fucking birthday? Nobody. Okay.
I've never.
So this family, large family, they're sitting at one of my big tables. She says, "Hey, honey, my children here, my child, it's his birthday. Got anything? Can you do anything?" I'm like, "I have a chocolate muffin. I'll stick a fucking candle in it. I don't, like, whatever." So I come over, I'm holding the muffin, candles lit, it's flaming. I start singing "Happy Birthday to," and this is what she does. She goes, "Oh, no, baby, this is not how we do it. This is how we do it. Happy birthday, happy birthday,
Oh, so she worked on
happy
Fridays.
birthday,
No, that's not a Friday.
happy birthday." And I set this muffin down and slowly fucking backed away.
That's awesome.
What?
No, that's not a Fridays one.
Oh
Trust me, I worked at
my
Fridays. That's definitely
God.
not a Fridays. So that's a whole bunch of extra.
So happy birthday, Adam.
Thank you.
Happy
appreciate ya.
birthday. Happy birthday. Happy
All right, Maria.
birthday.
Work it out now.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Okay, I'm done. That's enough.
And this part I know a little bit better
Okay.
than the opening. So it's not so long, it's not goodbye, it's see you real soon. Look forward to seeing you all shortly in about
Oh my
4
God.
weeks. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Good night.
And thank you.